also parts of our past that we should look back on just to see how far we've come. Woo, an adventure!
Good morning, Boston. So beautiful.
We stayed at the Liberty Hotel last night, but my concern was like, well, maybe it's gonna be haunted. This necklace is what I'm launching. Why did I start crying? We are constantly creating our past, and yet we're creating our future in the present moment. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Haley Hoffman Smith, and we are gonna be getting down into a spiritual rumination of the week featuring a vlog. It's like a cool hybrid. This week, I am heading to Boston. I have not been to Boston in a long time, but for those of you who don't know, I went to college in Rhode Island at Brown, and so I would go to Boston a lot because the two are really close. And Boston very quickly became my favorite city in the entire United States, even more so than New York. Whoops! So I'm excited to be there this week. I have a partnership with a hotel. It's the same hotel that I stayed at when I spoke at Harvard, so I have really fond memories about being a dream chaser at this hotel and just to get out of the city for a few days. I love New York. I love my friends here. I love my life here, but I've also been here for a really long time, and I just think it'll be good to just take the train up to a safe state. Yeah, just have like a change of environment. The spiritual lesson that I wanted to go over for this vlog is not so much a spiritual lesson, it's more of just like a reflection point, which I guess all of them are. But I was really interested in, for the purposes of this vlog, doing a little bit of like a walk down memory lane. This was motivated because last night Rachel and I were out at drinks, and for some reason we just started looking at old Snapchat memories. And you know, on Snapchat, like, they have memories that aren't saved to your camera roll, and so we got really deep in there and we found all of these pictures and videos from our time in college together. I met Rachel in college. We both transferred in the same year, so the entire time that I was at Brown, my last 2 years, and then ever since then, Rachel and I have been attached to the hip, and it was just crazy going back and seeing those old memories and how much we've changed. And even just like, you know, I'd see a picture of the two of us and then I'd look up at her and I'm like, oh my God, like, she's literally grown up before my eyes. I know that's wild to say, especially because she's older than me and she's my best friend, but I was like, we have both just changed so much. And going back to the past, it was interesting how it was coming up as a message in general, because I was watching the Chiara Ferragni post a documentary yesterday, and at the beginning she was talking about how our past needs to be revisited so we can learn something about ourselves for moving forward. And first when she said that, I was like, I don't know if I agree with that, because I'm all about like switching up your memories, like doing EFT, doing subconscious work, doing inner work, so that your past doesn't have to like haunt you or hold you back if you don't want to. But there are also parts of our past that we should look back on just to see how far we've come, and just to see, wow, you know, I wanted something for myself and look how it turned out, or I wanted something for myself, it didn't work out, but thank goodness, based off how things are now. So I want to explore that this week. That feels very apt with going back to Boston as well. As always, very excited to bring you along for the ride. Prove how truly long it's been since I have traveled somewhere else. I have been creating such consistent content for YouTube and TikTok that I don't even know how I'm gonna live without my ring light. So this doesn't look like it's fitting that well, but we're gonna figure it out, because we're gonna have to figure it out. Just ordered the Uber to the train station. I'm going super early because I just realized I've never taken a train from Penn Station before. So I'm gonna get there early, get some coffee, and get ready for the train ride. Woo, an adventure! Look kind of off since I was just on the train all day. So I'm just gonna do my makeup so I can film a few TikToks in this room. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I couldn't help but just dance around because they're playing James Taylor and this room is so beautiful. Woo! BRB after I get my makeup done. I am vlogging for my TikTok while I am vlogging for real. Whoa. Okie dokie. Oh my gosh, I love this room. I want to live in here. I just filmed some TikToks because the light in here is so beautiful thanks to these gorgeous windows. I read a little bit of my new book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money, and I was looking at places to go for dinner tonight. Looks like there's this really pretty place on the water. I'm craving some seafood, which is like a Boston thing for sure. Once you're by the water, you gotta get your seafood. Lobster. I bet they'll think I'm from Boston when I say lobster like that. All right, yeah, I keep also seeing huge bird flocks which is interesting because I don't think I ever vlogged about this, but a few weeks ago I had a dream that I always have these kind of like nightmares, frankly. Someone's trying to get into my apartment, or somebody's in the front hallway of my apartment. Like when, you know, when you walk in, you guys know now because you've seen my apartment tour, you walk in and there's this whole kitchen corridor. And so I always have dreams that somebody is in there. And it's very scary. And I know it's unrealistic. It's like super hot. My apartments are really secure, but I had this dream a few weeks ago that all of these birds were trying to get into my apartment, like a giant flock of forceful birds, and I'm pushing as hard as I can against the door, and there's like feathers everywhere from the drama. Like the feathers are coming into the room, some birds are sneaking by. And I'm like, what a weird dream. And it was like very disturbing. Like I did not want the birds to come in. It was not like a happy bird situation. I don't even know what type of bird. I couldn't tell you if I tried, but I was talking to my EFT practitioner about it, and she told me that birds are actually a positive sign. It's like a sign of abundance and joy and success. And so she's like, just look out for anytime you see like a big thing of birds. And anyways, we psychoanalyzed the dream, and clearly I had something going on there with maybe some self-sabotage. What? I don't know her. But see, look, birds. Do you see them? Do you see them? I'm gonna have to look back at the footage and see if you saw them, but I promise they're literally just moving around in murmurations, which is just so freaking cool. Look at them! What is happening? What is happening? Anyways, I'm trying to take them as a sign of success. We got more. They're coming back, y'all. They're coming back. I really hope you can see these or else that's no fun.
Wonderland. Something has gone wrong. This is not accurate. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is the most beautiful tomato I have ever seen. Tell me I'm wrong. Panettone. I remember learning about this in Italian class, and I was convinced I was gonna make it every holiday after that because I wanted to become an Italian. It's basically like a fruit cake. But now I'm gluten-free, so that was gonna be an issue that I did not foresee. Pasta for days. Got some fresh juices from Fresh Juicery. Greens too, probiotic. Yum, yum, yum. Newbury Street. Just got the most amazing massages from this place. It's just up those stairs. Literally delirious.
Probably the worst possible outfit for the rain, but I did not pack anything for the rain, so I'm gonna be a wet furry little thing here in a second. It's fake fur, by the way. First, heading to Fenway because it's just literally around the corner from the Hotel Commonwealth, which is exciting. I have to go see it. And then we are heading over to the Beacon Hill area, which is on like the other side of Boston, for today/tonight.
Good morning, Boston. Here it is. Ta-da-da! Boston has arrived. Gosh, it's so foggy today. This is the famous Starbucks that I came to the first time I visited Beacon Hill with my mom. And the whole park is right here. Public Garden. My favorite Boston bakery. Oh yes, that looks good. So beautiful.
Hello everyone. So today is Thursday. It's Thursday morning. I'm about to order my Uber to go to the train station to go back to New York City. I just wanted to vlog really quickly here because we stayed at the Liberty Hotel last night, which is where I am now. It is literally mid-morning, but it's like completely dark in here. It's all about like the vibe, or it's kind of like their theme, because the Liberty Hotel used to be a jail. I forget what the name of the jail was, but you can totally tell by the architecture, and it's a cool like history lesson. They really play off that theme. But my concern was like, well, maybe it's gonna be haunted. We were watching on the TV last night, like this history lesson, and they were saying how they actually brought in Buddhist monks to clear any spirits out of the place. And I'm like, okay, that's good. Like, I don't have to be worried about it then. But last night, there were multiple incidences where it sounded like things were dropping in the room. It almost sounded like, I was like, oh, maybe it's someone upstairs, but it happened so often, so frequently, and like all over the room, it sounded like, and at all hours of the night. So unless the people upstairs are having a party, I'm not really sure. And on top of that, I just did not sleep well whatsoever. Like my first 2 nights here when I was at the Hotel Commonwealth, I slept the best I've slept in forever. I seriously just like conked out, don't even remember waking up during the night. And last night I just like was like, is it morning yet? Is it morning yet? Is it morning yet? It was just kind of one of those weird vibes, and I'm like, man, Halloween is right around the corner and I'm really feeling it. But Boston was so much fun this week. I'm sad to leave, but I know I'll be back soon. This place is so special to me, and I'm actually looking forward to my train ride because I had so much fun on the train ride down here, just getting work done and getting a good coffee. So, and of course I'm happy to be going back to New York City because I do love it there and I can't wait to see my friends. Hey friends, I'm back in the city and back in action. When I got home, I took a little nap because it's rainy and I was so tired from that haunted hotel room last night. I've been up for, I guess, an hour now. I usually don't nap at night, but I was really tired, and I'm about to go on for an Instagram live interview on a newscaster's Instagram, and I'll have to link her below because she seems really cool and I'm excited to be chatting with her about manifestation. What else? But I was just getting back to some emails. I uploaded my first sit down YouTube video, which you gotta check out. It's gonna be the one on everything that I learned about starting as a manifestor / my story with it. Yeah, just excited to kind of get back into the run of show with content creation, etc. The weirdest thing happened. I cannot find my TV remote. You heard me right. Like, I have torn my apartment upside down. I realized it was missing the other night when Renee came over for dinner and we were gonna watch Gilmore Girls, and I couldn't find the remote, and I was like, well, I'll just like look for it later. It's probably like in my covers or something. It's still nowhere. I even had housekeeping come while I was gone just so I could come back to a nice clean place, which is so nice. And I was like, for sure they'll find it because it's got to be somewhere like hidden beneath a couch cushion or just like wrapped up in sheets or something. It is nowhere to be found. It's so bizarre. And then on top of that, I lost my camera charger. I think I left it at the Hotel Commonwealth, which is so sad. So I'm like, please camera, hold on just a little bit longer until tomorrow when my new charger comes. But man, y'all, Mercury retrograde, it is not messing around, and this time it's like losing things. I'm sure that first the camera charger will not pop up, but hopefully the remote will. So strange. Not sponsored, but truly the best. I got this pumpkin Death Wish coffee because I love Death Wish coffee for its caffeine content and pumpkin. I just got this mug as like a manifesting mug since I want to be a talk show host one day, if you haven't picked up on that. So it's like I'm on the Today Show. So it's been a really long time coming, but this necklace is what I'm launching on Halloween. I got this necklace from one of my really good friends right before I moved to New York City, and it's kind of become its own essence. People ask all the time where the necklace is from, and I just got this compelling idea to turn the necklace into what it means to me, because I got some very interesting comments on TikTok. People are always talking about the necklace, but somebody said it's so powerful that it's over your throat chakra. So how you express yourself in the world. I sat with it for a while trying to figure out what I would want to name the necklace, and I came up with the name La Luna Blu for blue moon. And because I studied Italian in college, I studied abroad there for a summer. I was a consultant to a wine conglomerate out there, and I was fluent in Italian at one point, and it's a huge part of who I am. Right when I figured it out and found it, I was like, that's it. And then the crazy thing is too, I was trying to find the right time to launch it. And I came up with the idea for one during Libra season, which is apparently the season of the blue moon. But I'll be launching it during Scorpio season on Halloween, which is the big blue moon this year. So I know that's kind of a wild day to launch something, but It's my best friend Rachel's favorite holiday. It's a special fun day, and I just think in honor of the blue moon, it'll be so fun to launch this. So I definitely wanted to show you some of the behind the scenes, because I just got back a photo from one of the photographers that I worked with a few weeks ago when I was shooting with Heidi, and he got a really great picture of the necklace that I'll show you, and I'm trying to figure out the marketing materials for it, which is the really fun part. But it's also like I left this sort of to the last minute because I was waiting for divine inspiration for the mantra that goes along with the necklace. So I have 8 days and I'm piecing this together now. So this is the photo. So stunning, really shows how it pops. And I'm holding Prosecco, and I was in Italy for a Prosecco brand. So I'm just playing around in Canva with some text to try to figure out a good logo that kind of goes along with other things that I've done before. So I'm kind of thinking this font I use for a lot of Instagram posts when I'm doing quotes. Ooh, wait, this looks so good. All right, let's move it. La Luna Blue. Oh, I just got chills. Eek! I'm working. I just ordered some groceries. They are in progress because I'm about to make a nice spiced mulled cider. Hey friends, it is 3:33 p.m. I keep looking at the clock at 3:33, and I'm about to make a slow cooked spiced mulled cider. I got this recipe from Kitchen Without the E. I have had a few mulled ciders recently that were just divine, and Rachel's gonna come over later to work and catch up and maybe watch a Halloween movie, and I was like, you know what, let's get homey. I'm gonna make a mulled cider on the oven or the stovetop. So I just ordered all of the ingredients. We have the actual apple cider, and then I got oranges. We're gonna slice those up and put them in, some whole cloves and cinnamon sticks. And then a little later I'm gonna go get some either bourbon, brandy, or rum. I don't know how I'm gonna make that choice. It seems like rum is the popular choice, so it can be spiked cider. But I was also reading how it's actually best to make the cider on its own first and then add the liquor and spike it after. So let's do this. That does not look right. And I really set that up as an artsy shot of me cutting oranges, and what is this? That does not look right. I'm telling you, I don't even think the camera is capturing it right. Ew, this is already going badly. How could that possibly be? It's truly amazing how when it's cloudy outside, the light on my camera makes me look like I'm in an aquarium. Anyways, we're trying to figure out which type of liquor is best for the cider, and it is an actual even tie between rum and bourbon. I put it on my Instagram story just to see like what people would say. No one really said brandy. I really can't tell. Time for this bad boy. We got some Autumn Harvest apple cider. Only been a few hours, but this was the breakdown. So bourbon won by just a little, and on top of that, when I was at the liquor store, I just felt really drawn to this bottle just because it reminded me of Colorado, High West, American Prairie. So yes, it's almost time. Rach is on her way over. Honestly, smells so good, it's unbearable. I have never had a reaction like this to how good something smells. Oh yes. Yum yum. Rachel wanted comfort food. Isn't that true?
I did.
She wanted mac and cheese and mashed potatoes.
And Haley has made us some delicious spiced cider that we're already drinking, so it just felt like it was a good comfort.
Yes. Ooh, this is zooming very slowly, but we didn't know if we could find gluten-free mac and cheese and mashed potatoes from the same place.
Because I very specifically told Haley, I want mac and cheese and mashed potatoes.
When you ask, it is given.
We got it.
And we got both from like one of the first places I looked at on DoorDash. Woohoo! Okay guys, SOS. I was telling Rachel about the Liberty Hotel and how I was convinced that it was haunted that night because of all the weird things that were happening and all the things that we heard. And I was like, ooh, I should look it up. Like, never thought to look it up before. Good thing I didn't.
Why?
Good thing I didn't. I have found numerous articles and reviews, even on TripAdvisor, people are saying it's haunted.
One of the most haunted places
in Boston. One guy's wife was convinced he saw someone standing outside their window. Something you can do, like an actual activity, is to just stay inside your room and wait for the supernatural to come. Multiple guests have reported to catching a glimpse of strange things outside windows, supernatural reflections in hotel mirrors, and unusual activity in the lobby late at night. Rachel's scared. I read one of them and I was like, I cannot tell you this. For as much as Rachel loves Halloween, she really can't deal well
with the supernatural. It freaks me out because I believe in it and I just can't hear about it more.
Listen to this description. Whether you're a proud ghost hunter, a history buff, or you simply appreciate a good glass of wine in a beautifully preserved setting, checking into this historic and ominous property will leave you with handfuls of unforgettable stories, whether supernatural or otherwise.
Unforgettable.
Where did we stay? Okay, I am like full on terrifying myself because I was looking at my Aura ring, which I wear on my finger, and it tracks my sleep for the night that I was at the Liberty Hotel. And you can see I wake up 3 times right here. I sleep pretty well the rest of the night actually, but just not as well as I usually do, because like if you look at the night before, I didn't wake up a single time. But I look at this, and between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., so 3 a.m. is when I wake up. And that is supposed to be like a haunted time. Like if you wake up at like 3 on the dot. Yeah, I just looked up wake up at 3 a.m. haunted, and it's calling it the devil's hour. Why you might feel spooked out at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. time slot is regarded by paranormal experts as a time when pure evil. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm scared. Good morning. Just made my pumpkin death wish coffee, and it's another foggy day. I am snuggling in with this book, which I started reading on the train last week, and it is just phenomenal. It's about like the quantum physics involved with the law of attraction, which I find myself getting more and more into. And then I just ordered from Bluestone Lane some of my favorite avocado toast and also potato wedges, and I'm just gonna have a cozy little morning reading and caffeinating, and then work later and maybe go on a walk with Renee. Oh yeah. I just always got these potato wedges. They are so good. Yay! Friends, so I just got back from a quick walk down to the water with Renee. Got a really good nitro cold brew with pumpkin. Like, I'm kind of out of breath. It's like very caffeinating. We got to talk about planning for Vlogmas, which I'm so excited for because obviously I'm new to vlogging, and Renee was just filling me in and we made some fun plans, and I just like filled out this entire Google Doc with ideas for Vlogmas. So it just got me really excited about the holidays coming up, and just excited too about having such a close friend who literally lives right there. Just because it feels like college again, right? To like live so close to a good friend, to live in like the city of your dreams. So I'm just feeling really happy. I have a manicurist, I guess is what you can call her, coming over today. She's the same one who came from the Go Priv team originally, who did the best job with my nails, and so I just kind of want like a cute burnt orange color for Halloween, since 1 week till Halloween. And then I'll just be kind of working the rest of the day. I might walk to Whole Foods later. But I have a lot of work to catch up on. I was just looking at my to-do list and I'm like, whew, just because we're launching the necklace a week from today too, and we got to build out the Shopify site. Like, I'm definitely a fly by the seat of your pants type of person. I got to figure out the mantras and getting them over to my distributor, who's really just my friend Eataly, but just so he can package it all up because he's handling the packaging. So lots of exciting things going on, and maybe it's the pumpkin cold brew, but man, I'm just ready to work my little tail off. We have our blank canvas ready. This is the best my nails have ever looked without polish. And now we're just going to hydrate them, right? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Perfect.
See you in Sienna.
Ooh, and it's sparkly. This is gonna look really good. We tested it out and it's already looking good. All done. Tara does the best job. These glimmer in the light. I don't know if you can tell, but simple, but goes a long way and fun for Halloween, am I right? There's been cuter cheese platters in the world, but I just put together some white cheddar cheese and then these really good gluten-free crackers. I'm just gonna watch a little bit of Gilmore Girls. I lost my TV remote, which is so weird because this room is not big and I have looked every crevice of this place, but fortunately there's this app that works as a remote for a smart TV. So all I have to do is turn the TV on and then handle it from there, which is definitely good that I have this because I don't know who else in the world could lose a remote in a studio apartment. So easy. You just connect and then it becomes a remote control. So I'm on Netflix. Just can go like this. Okay. So cool, right? I think it's cool.
I'll be right back.
Why did I start crying in the last season of Gilmore Girls? I'm not even on the very end. Why? My gosh. Steve gets me every time. Oh gosh. Oh, he looks at her / looks down shy. And a shy, I can't even talk. All right, I'm curling my hair so I can get some videos done. I've clearly done one side, not the other. It's switching out my little, whatever it's called. Welcome to the end of my vlog, the rumination part. You know, it's funny because I wanted to reflect on my past this week, and a lot of that was like trips down memory lane in a really good way, like going to Boston, remembering memories like my first few stops on my speaking tour that I did my first year out of college, and investing in myself and going out there and getting on stages even though I was scared. And it just made me think about how our past is so layered, and sometimes we look back and we think of certain memories as so fond. When we were going through them, they weren't that great. Sometimes it's vice versa. We thought we were going through something really good and we look back and we're like, man, I was really burnt out at that time, or I wasn't as happy as I thought I was, or was in denial about something in my life. And it's funny that this little ghost thing happened at the Liberty Hotel, because I was just thinking about how we all kind of like have the ghost of our past selves. Like, leave it to me to find a metaphorical meaning in all of that, but we do. We have shadows of our past selves that continue to haunt us until we look at them square in the face. And I definitely have some weird dreams, but the night that I got back from Boston, well, to set the scene, when I was in high school, I really wanted to be a singer or an actress or do anything along those lines. Obviously I wanted to be a talk show host, but I was kind of pursuing, I didn't know how you go after that. So I was pursuing wanting to be like in musical theater essentially. And I went for a musical theater program at St. Olaf, which is an amazing school for theater and musical theater. So it was like a summer program. It was just 1 week. I'm pretty sure this was the summer before my junior year. It might have been the summer before my sophomore year. I guess it doesn't matter. My point is, I was really young. It was one of my first times getting on a plane to go somewhere by myself for the first time. And I remember there was like a talent show and I sang Landslide with the girl who was my roommate named Emily. She was so sweet. And I was also given this role, and there were basically all these musical numbers, and there was one from West Side Story, and I was one of the main characters. Anyways, I dreamt that I was in the audience at St. Olaf and that I was seeing my younger self on the stage. And as I'm watching myself, I know I can't go up and talk to her, but I am so emotional watching her. It was this overwhelming sensation of like, she has no idea how worthy she is. She has no idea how talented she is, because I spent so much of my life not knowing, you know, before I went through that big 180 when I was a senior in high school, where I really was like, okay, I'm gonna go after big things. But even then, it was such a battle to really understand my worth. And we all go through that. And it's interesting how our past selves seem like such different people, but we still kind of carry them within us. The sensation was so strange because I just wanted to hug her. I wanted to meet that version of my younger self and tell her everything that I had accomplished as who I am today, as Haley at 24. You know, talking to Haley at 15 or however old I was pretty young. Later in the dream, I basically was like in this back room with some other girls from my high school, and it was like everyone was getting together and talking about the things that they had done since they graduated high school. I was telling them, and they're girls from my high school who I know, but they're not people I would ever be like super open and vulnerable with. But in the dream, I was like, yeah, I had just seen my younger self on stage and I was just so emotional watching her, and they didn't seem to get it or understand or anything. And it's just funny that I was reflecting on that in the dream. But it just made me think, you know, again, it's really funny how I'm choosing not even like even a spiritual lesson in this case, but just kind of like a universal lesson about understanding and conceptualizing your past, and how I chose it just from going down memory lane as a you know, in regards to my college experience at Brown, because my college experience at Brown was really different from my first 2 years at CU Boulder, which my sophomore year of college was probably the loneliest year of my life. We tend to skirt away from those really negative memories and focus on the positives, which are great. Something else that really got me was understanding that who I am today, one day I'm gonna look back, maybe I'll look back at this YouTube and I'm gonna be my past self. I'm seeing each of these words in this moment. Even when I post this on YouTube and watch it back with some of my friends, it's gonna be my past self. Like, we are constantly creating our past, and yet we're creating our future in the present moment. I'm gonna say that again because I just blew my own mind. We are constantly creating our past by the decisions that we make, because we're gonna look back on them, but also the decisions we make today and the way that we feel, that creates our future. We have to understand and conceptualize our past in order to make sense of where we are now. And I've learned that no person exists in a vacuum. It's not just now is the present moment. Now is the sum total of everything we've ever thought, everything we've ever done, and everything that's ever happened to us. And we're the ones in charge of changing the script moving forward. If we don't like where our past got us to, if we don't like where things are now, if we don't like how we're going through right now is shaping up to be our past, that one's up to us. But the past is still always going to be a part of our story. And it's gonna be part of our story that helps others when we talk about it. And we learn so much about ourselves by looking back at the past. I feel like I just shared so many different ruminations. I hope one of them landed for you. And I think if you would take anything from this video, just be to decide to meet and not be afraid of the ghosts of your past selves, the shadows of who you used to be, and understand that the person that you are right here today watching this video is shaping your future, that you are going to be your past self again eventually. I hope that made sense, but thank you for tuning in for another vlog. Make sure to subscribe. I have lots more motivational and spiritual content coming in addition to the vlogs. Thanks for being part of the community.